All rise and shout. It's time for What's Trending.
You're talking about it, and so are we. It's What's Trending on BYU Sports Nation.
What's Trending presented by Bodyguards, protection for a life worth living. Learn more at bodyguards.com. We have revenge, payback.
Oh, boy.
Vengeance on the mind today as we look at the BYU football 2022 schedule and ask this question, which Jerem and I will answer shortly. What is the biggest revenge game on BYU's upcoming schedule?
To me, it's Baylor, because that's the only game BYU was not really in last year. Outmanned in that one, out-physicaled. So I'm excited to see that matchup. Remember, too, Baylor was really good. They lost a bunch of draft picks. They had a running back that was equal to Tyler Algier in yards, almost exactly the same amount of yardage. It's a Big 12 preview, right, with Baylor, which is exciting. Going to play them probably on the reg more often. And Baylor won the Big 12. Like, they were a great team last year. BYU played multiple Power 5 champs in Utah and Baylor. Beat Utah, obviously. Did not beat Baylor. This reminds me as well of 83 and 84 that we've chronicled quite a bit on this show, where in 83, BYU only loses one game. It's to Baylor. It's a one-score game. It's late. It's the season opener. BYU wins the rest of the games with Steve Young. Incredible year. 1984, Baylor comes to Provo and just gets smashed. I feel like with the home opener against Baylor, and undoubtedly Dave McCann's flyover happening, it will be so exciting and fun coming off another revenge win against South Florida. More on that in a moment. To have the Baylor Bears in town for a revenge game. Yeah. There's a lot there. Obviously, Jeff Grimes and Eric Mateo's connections ring loud as well. So to me, it's the Baylor Bears.
Thankfully, Baylor's not going to bring in a star running back as well. They'll bring in some big boys up front.
Sure.
But they're not bringing in a star running back, and we're hoping that BYU brings in their own version of a star running back in Christopher Brooks, who's trying to replace Tyler Algier. I like that pick. I like that game. I like the home opener. There will be a ton of emotion. But for me, I have to go back to what was spoiled last season and why it was spoiled last season. Boise State ruined BYU's chances of making a New Year's Six bowl game last year. Almost single-handedly ruined that opportunity. BYU was 5-0. It started so well, didn't it?
Ranked 10th in this game.
You're a top 10 team going in.
What?
Boise State was 2-2. They were kind of meandering. We weren't really sure what they were, and we thought, oh, man, BYU's offensive line is going to pummel Boise State up front.
They didn't.
They absolutely did not. Granted, Jaron Hall was playing injured, and Baylor Romney couldn't play because he was concussed the week before against Utah State.
Yes.
So maybe if you have a healthy quarterback, BYU beats Boise State, no problem. But
perhaps fumbling the ball is the real issue.
Well, and Hank Bachmeier was the real difference.
Hank Bachmeier is the greatest quarterback in the history of this or any other planet.
Boise State cost BYU a New Year's Six opportunity.
Yeah.
And the chance to go 6-0 heading to Baylor. And so instead of going to Baylor and Waco riding that, hey, super high of 6 straight wins and, yeah, you're number 8 or number 9 in the country, now you kind of are questioning yourselves because it's like, we just lost to a mediocre Boise State team. We kind of got to find ourselves. And Baylor took advantage of BYU. It was a 2-game losing streak. But at the end of the season, Boise State cost BYU millions of dollars in a New Year's Six bowl game opportunity.
Well, they paid BYU back for 2019.
Yeah,
indeed. BYU was 2-4 in that game.
BYU took that opportunity from Boise.
Playing Baylor Romney, playing Sione Finau, playing a young group. It was rainy. They were ranked 14th. They had a better shot at the New Year's Six than BYU probably did in this situation, just by a little bit with G5 access. But, that's an interesting pick, too, because it's a rival. It's the way, all the things you said. I'm not sure BYU beats Baylor. Do they compete better? Losers talk about margin the next week at Baylor.
Maybe.
But I think BYU still lose that game. Baylor was better than BYU last year. But now they come to Provo. Now they've lost a bunch of guys, starting quarterback, starting running back, 2 NFL receivers. Abram Smith, by the way, was the running back. Incredible. 2 safeties.
Oh, no, Abram Smith.
They lost a lot. BYU did not. BYU is in the middle of this golden stretch, right, with incredible quarterback play and offensive line play and running back play and so on. So I'm convinced BYU wins the Baylor game. And maybe, I don't know if it's handily, but they win, right? Oregon is the question. But, yeah, Baylor, Boise State. There's a lot on this schedule that's actually as what Iron Man said. We're not the Revengers. We're the Avengers. No, BYU football is the Revengers.
Yeah, they
this
might
year.
be the Revengers this year. Like, seriously, you alluded to it with USF and a couple of other teams in there. We've already mentioned Baylor and Boise State for very specific reasons. Those are at the top of our respective lists. But we can make a case for, like, every team on BYU's schedule in 2022. I'm not kidding.